Okay, so this is the last presentation today. It's very late for me, and if you hear some screams, it's my daughters that are refusing to sleep. So, yes. So the topic of the presentation is actually it's a little bit of a protest, and at the same time, the aim is to have some ideas that maybe in the Etherpad can help others to show the great range of things we can show with Wikidata. So the title is we can show lists, graphs, maps somehow, and let's think on timelines. So if you have any ideas of how to do these things better, or some implementations that are greater in your wiki, just drop it in the Etherpad or in the chat, and we can have everything there. So the problem is that Wikidata Query Service gives us the opportunity to embed results anywhere in any web page, in any service in the world, except at Wikipedia projects. And this is quite weird because we can see results, but we can't show them in, for example, a Wikidata article or at Wikiversity or at any other given wiki inside our system. The actual solution will be giving the opportunity to embed results, and that will make things easier. But it's not so easy for many technical, many economical, and many other situations that makes difficult to embed live results, like, for example, resilience or how many results are you showing in an article and these kind of things. So we have a wide range of tools to show results. Anyway, we can add lists, for example. The most easy way, I think, is Listeria or Listeria. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is like a very easy implementation of Listeria. It's species inside the Gambusia journal in species of fishes, and it shows an image where available, and it also shows the current situation, if it's vulnerable or if it's any other thing, and you can make other more complex things here, like showing more things. We can also do this, for example, this is in the Basque Wikipedia, and it shows like, this is for today, actually yesterday, but yesterday for me, 13th of October, and it shows the 4 most popular using statements and site links, the 4 most popular Basque people, and the 3 more popular, in this case, world people that were born in this day, and also shows some other people that were born in these days and lack an article, and some of them has been done. So you can do these kind of things in for example, in the main page, like today, or in this case, is in the page of the current day. Like if you go to the day, you can see this for births and deaths of every day. This is done with Listeria, so this is something that most Wikipedias can do quite easily. We can add graphs using graph stations. These are 2 examples of this. The first one is the biographies of women we have according to the birth date of those women in the Basque Wikipedia, and you can use this. There is an example in the graph station with graph extension about artworks and when they were done. So this is something you can do. And in the right side, you have a population of Barcelona, for example, by date, and this is also automatically done using available data at Wikidata. So, well, we can do simple graphs, we can do more complex graphs, maybe with columns, and also some, we have deployed Vega, so I think we must be able to do more complex things, but I haven't found any example. So maybe there are, and we are missing it. Because we can export anything as big as, so I think that this will be possible. We can add maps. This is quite interesting because, for example, we can use map frame and add queries. This is, for example, the population data from a county in where I was grown. So you can show these kind of things, and every year if we change the population data, this is dynamic. This is great because we don't need to make a map every year. These are also two more complex maps. The left one will be electoral results for a candidature, a political party by municipality in one given election. So you by percentage. So you can this is actually running, and in the right side we have population change in the last 10 years by municipality in the province of Navarre. So this is actually possible to do because the next year when we have the new data for 2000, I don't know, it will be 2021 or 2022, the next data, it automatically will take like 10 years before, so this map will change. And you can do this. I don't know how much will be the biggest map you can do because there must be a limit on what to show, but you can do this quite. It's not easy because the code is tricky, but this can be something that you can make. We also can add maps using the graph street map with marks. That is this is in MediaWiki. This is the example, so in all Armenian heritage sites. And I think that this is actually working. There was some time that was broken. Now I think it's working again. And the problem here is that the map is not dynamic. Here is dynamic. You can zoom it and you can go. Here is dynamic. It's populated dynamically, but the map is static. So this is something that, well, it's interesting to explore because you can put, like, for example, mountains or I don't know, riots or whatever you want. I mean, this is something you can query in Wikidata. So can we add timelines? No, as far as we know, or as far as I know, I haven't found any example of adding timeline. This is a timeline example we have in the query service, and we are not able to add this in any way, I know. So this will be the presentation, and now it will be interesting to have some regards, people participating. I know it's too late for me, maybe for you it's early. So is there a known solution for this? Can we do this better? Are other tools that are available? And what else could we be showing from the query service that we are missing? And this is the kind of things I wanted to explore. So if you have any remark, any idea, please let me know. I see there that no, you lost the screen. So it was at the start of the presentation, isn't it, Jan?
Please feel free to open your mic.
Or write in the chat, whatever you want. Or go to bed, whatever you want.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so yes, we don't know how to make timelines. That was the topic. But if you have any other cool implementations of showing queries from Wikidata, it will be great to gather them all because we have them very something here, something there, and we don't have a central repository of good presentations that have to show things. Reasoner creates timelines. Yes, that's the problem. And it's also, I mean, Istropedia creates great timelines, but we can't embed them. We can only make screen captures. So Jan asks, can we force data into an easy timeline some way? I don't really know. The problem I have found with, for example, graphs or with using cartographer is that the query results are loaded after the templates and after the tags. So when, for example, if you want to use cartographer to show some points to make like this map we saw with a street map with marks, if you want to use cartographer to do this, you can't, because first it loads cartographer and then it makes a query, not the opposite. So, and we can load in with JSON, as far as I know. So I don't know if it will be possible to make it with easy timeline. Has anyone tried it? The problem I see with, for example, station timeline and happens with other with cartographer is that the code must be very precise. So you will need to give the results from the query exactly in the same way this code is done and before the easy timeline is loaded. That's a problem. Can you explain that, Jan? So Jan says like something like Listeria that grabs the result in that format. I don't know. We can try it. I mean,
I can talk instead.
Yes.
So my idea was we have Listeria bot that is specifically made to write tables. We could have a similar bot that is specifically made to make timelines. Of course, we have to write that bot from scratch because I don't think we can reuse a lot of it. But that would be a way.
Another way will be using Listeria itself, because Listeria gives the opportunity to make the rows. Like, for example, we have made in the Basque Wikipedia for the days. Like, don't show it like in a table, but show it like with a row format. It may be an option to make like a row format that calculates like where to start, when to end. But at the end of the day, you have to make a lot of calculations, for example, because you need to calculate where the position of the point will be and the width of the table. So there are some math calculations there that are not really easy. Okay, so that was the topic. I mean, thinking about this, 2 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago, in the last ping-ponging session in Wikidata, I proposed this. And most of the solutions were having a static HTML generator in the query. So you can import that and then embed it in Wikipedia. But it was not really easy to understand how to do it. So I think the solution, yes, I can share, like, well, you only need to go to the current day. It's not in the front page. If you go to the date today, you can see like 4 most popular births and in the Basque Country and deaths, and the same for the births and deaths and people who is missing, and you can have it. So this is something you can easily do with Listeria Bot, because you can format all the results. But this is one kind of thing we can do. The thing that is annoying me is like, okay, we should be able to show every result inside an article, because this is something that is ours, and we are giving it to anyone who wants it. Can make a great, like Istropedia, it can make it, but we can't. And this is something that is quite strange for me. So I wanted to continue with this topic, and maybe in the next WikidataCon there will be another ping-pong session, and we can talk again about this, and maybe solve in the future, because I think it must be solved.
I think it's a good thing that we should have, because I wish sometimes we can embed timelines in articles, but we don't have a way to do it yet. Like the easy timeline is an option with the Stadia, but like it seems something like not proprietized. The thing I think I would do is make a bot just to get the data from the Wikidata, and or make an image and upload on Commons to update that regularly. We had done this some time ago with the COVID data on in Portuguese Wikipedia. About every day makes a new map. It's an option. And like we have limitations with complex HTML code on Wikipedia, so we cannot do things that is too complex to do.
The image is a solution, but it's not searchable. I mean, yes, it's an image. You can't make it like you can navigate. So yes, actually, we can make a timeline easily. You make it, and you just make a screen capture, and that's it. Actually, we do this with maps, a lot of maps, and we are doing this with our world in data. Like they have these great maps and visualization of data, and they are Creative Commons by. And we are doing a lot of screen captures and uploading them to Commons, but actually we can download the data, upload to Commons, and create graphs. But I don't know, maybe because it's simpler, we just make the screen capture. But I think that it will be possible to only to embed the things we are doing. That will be great for not only Wikipedia articles, thinking other places we have in our universe, and this will make things easier to understand and to navigate, and also to search for consistency, because when you see the result, it's easier to say, oh, this is out of place. So I think that showing it is great.
The Amanda Alvarez just sent the template on Wikipedia that makes like a table on the article, and
This is more clear than the extension. I don't know how we could use this, but this will be something that maybe for simple things like succession of governors and this kind of things will be possible. It's a good start. Oh, because you can make childs. This is interesting because you can make more than one timeline at the same time. Maybe this is a good start. The template timeline. Okay, so if there is no more proposals, this is a topic that I give you to think about. You have 2 years to think about it, and in the next WikidataCon we will again come to discuss it.
Okay, there's no more questions, so I think we can wrap up. Galder, thank you so much for your presentation, and I hope we can continue this conversation later.